from in front of the beautiful Huntington Public Library, 2000 Main Street, Huntington, New York. Waiting for my pickup after I put all the new books out at the shop. Came over here to pick up my own pickup and wait for Sarah to come get me. One of the things that I absolutely cannot express enough, like it, I spent my childhood. We talked about this. Joe knows this. He's not here yet, but if he joins us, we'll see. But Joe knows this. I spent my childhood doing bi-weekly runs to the local library on Friday. Friday we got off school early. Hey, Mark. Friday we got off school early, and Shabbos we would do a lot of reading. So we would get to go to the library to get books. And I didn't understand this idea that like people didn't. Thank you, Joe. Thank you both. People didn't like using the library. It felt weird to them. I never had that. We went to the library. We got books all the time. When Sarah and I got married, and I was constantly going, "Wait, you never read this book?" Or more often, like, "Oh, you should read this graphic novel. You'd really like it." She'd go, "Oh, you own it?" It'd be like, "No, I don't own it." And we'd go to the library. By the time we were married, libraries had graphic novels and comic books. When I was growing up, it killed me. Of course, it would have really hurt my comic collecting habit because I would have just bought comics to read from the library, not paid for them. But I love the library. And if you love comic books, and if you love especially really interesting experiments with the medium, or really long form stories like mangas can get, the library is your best friend. I'll give you the example. What I just picked up is Naomi Novik's Buried Deep. It's Naomi Novik, who's an author I love. I own most of her books. We've sold her books. We sold the Schoolomance books at the shop. We still have actually a whole bunch of the 2 and 3 of that series. And I remember seeing this in the Penguin Random House catalog and going, "Oh, I'd really like that." Yeah, exactly, Joe. When we were kids, the library would maybe have the Smithsonian, the comics, history of comic books, which barely had comics in it. And I looked at it and I said, okay, this Naomi Novik has a collection of short stories. It's got one in the Schoolomance. It's got one in the Dragon Core, which I haven't read, but Sarah has. It has one set in her world of her new series, and it has one set in another world from another series of hers. And I like all that stuff, so maybe I'll buy it. And then I thought, I'm not going to buy a Naomi Novik short story collection in hardcover with a bunch of short stories from worlds that I don't even know. Maybe after I read it, if I really love it and I want to have the hardcover, I'll get it from Penguin Random House. But I want to read it first. I don't know what's the library. So here we are, 1 week from release day of Naomi Novik's Buried Deep, able to get it at the library. I put the order in, I think, last Tuesday. I think I didn't even pre-order it, and my library has it a week later for me. It's a new book, so I only get like 2 weeks to read it. But that'll be plenty of time for Sarah and I. And I talk to people all the time about their kids getting into Naruto or Bleach or anything like that. And I'm always like, get it from the library. Libraries are amazing. American libraries, especially, carry so much more than media. They don't just carry books and CDs and movies, which, by the way, a local library did a whole thing about, like, we can't tell you to borrow CDs from the library and rip them onto your computer. We certainly can't tell you to do that to avoid the copyright holders, but it is possible. That's great. Libraries in New York, at least, you can rent snowblowers. You can get all sorts of stuff from... Oh, Sarah's asking me to cross the street, so I'm going to go across the street. But you can get all sorts of stuff at the library. Our library, if you have the right file, you can go online and set up a 3D print, and it will tell you, sometime in the next week, that 3D printer thing will be ready. And you'll go print up something on the 3D. Like, it's amazing. You can go to your local library and get game systems. Sometimes you can get all sorts of incredible things besides all the programs they run, movies and yoga and children's events. libraries are just incredible. I know personally, whenever someone goes, "How did you read all these comics?" The ones in the store. A huge answer to that is our local library. I would go to 746.1, the graphic novel section of the stacks, the comic book section of the stacks, and I just take out anything that I've never read. That's how I read Far Arden. That's how I read all sorts of stuff that I never would have. Some Scott Chandler that I hadn't read. All sorts of stuff that I never would have read if I had just gone to the library and seen what they had. And then I would hear about a great graphic novel from 20 years ago that I never read. I go in the library system, look it up. Oh, there's one copy in the Suffolk system. Go request it, and they request it and get it for me. So really, if you love comic books, you've got to love your local library. I'm waiting here to cross the street. Seems like a good time to log off and tell you that we've got 29 new graphic novels with summer reprints. 29 new graphic novels that we're going to look at tomorrow. There's another half dozen that will be coming out Wednesday, along with tons of great single issues. We'll look at those on Wednesday. And until then, remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.